أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. This video or lecture is about epidemiology, the objectives of epidemiology. We will be covering 4 objectives: the definition of epidemiology, the types of epidemiology, the uses of epidemiology, and the last one is the scope of epidemiology. Whenever we talk about epidemiology, we are talking about the population. Epidemiology is a Greek word that is derived, it is derived from the Greek word epi, upon, demos, people, and logos means study. So it is basically a study upon the people. Let me show you the slides, and inshallah we'll be discussing one by one with examples. So let me show you the slides, the slide. This is the first slide regarding the definition of epidemiology, which is the first objective in this lecture. Epidemiology, literally meaning the study of what is upon the people, is derived from Greek epi, meaning upon, among, demos meaning people, district, and logos meaning study. It applies only to human population. According to Oxford English Dictionary, the branch of medical science which treats of epidemics, Kuller LH MJ Epid 1991, he defines epidemiology as the study of epidemics and their prevention. And further definition, the study of distribution and determinants of health, disease, or injury in human population and the application of this study to a control of health problem. So what do you do in epidemiology? Epidemiology, the study of distribution and determinants. Distribution of disease and determinants are the factors of that disease. So distribution may be with time, place, and person, in which season the disease occur or develop, what is the segment of the population those have developed the disease, and where is the disease, the geographical area, and the determinant, what are the factors that contribute in the development of the disease. So those are the determinant. So determinants of health, disease, or injury human population, the application of this study to the control of health problem. And what we study in epidemiology, we apply this study so that we can control the health problems and further prevent its occurring. Epidemiology is the study of the determinants, distribution, and frequency of disease. Frequency of disease, the burden, the magnitude of disease. Who gets disease and why? Who gets disease? What is the segment of the population that has got the disease and why they are getting the disease? What are the certain characteristics among this segment of the population due to which they are attracting the disease? Epidemiology studies sick and well people to determine the crucial difference between those who get disease and those who are spared. So the main function of the epidemiologist to study it, both type of people, whether they are sick or they are well, so that they can differentiate that the sick people, why they are sick, why they have developed the disease, and the healthy people, why they have not the disease. What is the difference between these two categories of people? Some describe it as the study of epidemics. And what is an epidemic? An epidemic occurs when there are significantly more cases of the same disease than past experience would have predicted. Types of epidemiology. Now we move on to types of epidemiology, the distribution and determinants, then descriptive epidemiology and analytical epidemiology. What does that mean? Frequency of health events by person, time, and place. This is called distribution of the health events or the disease by person, time, and place. So the distribution by time, place, and person means which segment of the population, whether they are children, they are old, they are young, they are male, they are female, the person, the time, which season, whether the disease has occurred in the winter season, in the summer season, in the autumn season, in which month, in which year, in which week, and the place, the geographical area, which part of the country is affected, or the prevalence is increasing of this disease, the area. So that we study in descriptive epidemiology. The determinant search for causes or risk factor, a response to a study hypothesis, use various epidemiologic methods that we do in analytical epidemiology. All right. Health, disease, or injury, all health outcomes, disease-specific epidemiology. When we talk about only the disease, a specific disease, and we study the specific diseases that we do in disease-specific epidemiology. An application means the applied epidemiology. How do we apply the epidemiology for the control and prevention of disease? So that is application of epidemiology. Is epidemiology a science or it's an art? We have to differentiate first between art and science, and then we will come to the definition of epidemiology, whether it meets the criteria of science or not, or it is an art. So what are the characteristics of a science first? What disciplines are sciences? What disciplines are not sciences? How do they differ from sciences? Is public health a science? Is epidemiology a science? We will be discussing this. So first, the definition of science. Science is a creative endeavor. It relies on questioning, imagination, exploration. You have to explore. You have to explore the people. You have to explore the geographical area for certain contributing factors for determinant. It seeks out empirical evidence. It does experiment. It does experiment evidence-based practices. So it does experiment means they are obtaining data from experimentation, and it tests ideas, the hypothesis, study questions and hypothesis, ideas, the hypothesis. So in analytical study, we test the hypothesis so that we can reach a conclusion whether there is an association between the two factors, between the disease and an exposure or not. What is the unique skill of epidemiologist? The epidemiologist measuring disease frequency and population. Epidemiology weighs and balances. Epidemiology contrast and compare. And epidemiologists use rates, events per population at risk. So that is, those are the rates. Events, the disease, and population at risk, the people who are at risk to develop a disease. And events, those people who have got the disease. So that is a rate. Contrast and compares mean compare the consistent result and contrast the contrasting result. One study brings some kind of result and the other study brings some kind of result. So that is contrast, and compares mean when there is a consistency in the results. So that is compare. Numerator and denominator, the numerator of the people to whom something happened, that is they got sick, died, etc. So let me explain it on the board. If you have A over A plus B, so this is the numerator. And this is the denominator. This is the denominator. Denominator are those people who have already developed the disease, and numerator is that part are the people, segment of the population who have developed the disease, and denominator are the people who are at risk, who are at risk, who are at risk, and they are exposed, who are at risk. Denominator, the population at risk, all the people at risk for the event. Now uses the epidemiology, which is the third objective of this presentation, to study the cause or etiology of disease or condition, disorder, disabilities, etc. Determine the primary agent responsible or ascertain, finding something for certain causative factors, finding something for certain, that is the definition of the meaning of ascertain. Determine the characteristic of the agent or causative factors, define the mode of transmission, determine contributing factors, and identify and determine geographic pattern. So these are the uses of epidemiology. What do? We study the cause of disease. What is actually the cause of a particular disease? Why it developed among the people? The conditions. What are the conditions? The condition may be like, for example, if there is a breakout of malaria, so what are the favorable condition for the growth of malarial parasite? So the condition, the disorders, the diseases, and the disabilities. Condition may be like disorder, diseases which have more than a group of sign and symptom, that is called condition. Disorder are the diseases and disabilities, etc. Determine the primary agent responsible is causative factors, and determine the characteristic of the agent or causative factor. What are the characteristics of the causative factors? For example, malarial parasites, you have to study the characteristic of that causative agent, or if there is any other factor, you have to study the characteristics of that factor. Define the mode of transmission, how the disease transmit from its reservoir to the human being, and determine contributing factors. What are the contributing factors? The contributing factors are those factors which help or contribute in the development of the disease. Identify and determine geographic pattern. We have to identify, we use epidemiology for the identification and determination of geographical pattern. What area is affected? Where is greater prevalence of the disease? To determine, describe, and report on the natural course of disease, disability, injury, and death. To aid in the planning and development of health services and programs. To provide administrative and planning data. These are also the uses of epidemiology. The purpose of epidemiology to provide a basis for developing disease control and prevention measure for groups at risk. This translates into developing measures to prevent or control the disease. So this is the purpose of epidemiology. Two broader types of epidemiology. One is descriptive epidemiology. It examining the distribution of a disease in a population and observing the basis feature of its distribution in terms of time, place, and person. And typical study design, community health survey, approximate synonyms are cross-sectional studies and descriptive studies. In analytical epidemiology, testing a specific hypothesis that has already been formulated in the cross-sectional studies about the relationship of a disease to a putative, generally that is a causative agent, by conducting an epidemiologic study that relates the exposure of interest to the disease of interest. Means it determines the association between the disease and the causative factor or the contributing factor. Whether they have a strong association, they have a weak association. Typical study designs are cohort and case control study design. Descriptive epidemiology is the antecedent to analytical epidemiology. When there are no studies available, no information are available to see an association between the disease and the factor, first you have to conduct a descriptive studies so that you can have a baseline data, and then that baseline data you have to formulate a hypothesis, and then go for the analytical epidemiology, so that whatever the hypothesis that you have formulated in descriptive epidemiology, you have to test in analytical epidemiology. Analytic epidemiology studies require information to know where to look, know what to control for, develop viable hypothesis. Viable hypothesis capable of working successfully or feasible, which is feasible, which can be tested, that is viable. Three essential characteristics of disease that we look for in descriptive studies are person, place, and time. And we will be discussing one by one. So the person is the human being. And what is the characteristic of that person? Age, what is the age of that person, the gender, male or female, the ethnicity, which ethnicity he or she belongs to, the genetic predisposition, whether their parents had the disease, had the gene, and which has been transferred to the person, due to which he or she has developed the disease. Concurrent disease, existing, happening, are done at the same time. There are 3 concurrent art fairs around the city. So that is the definition. Or concurrent, existing diseases are called concurrent disease. Diet, whether the person has any comorbidity or not, that is a concurrent disease. Diet, the person does exercise, what type of diet he or she is taking, whether he or she is smoker or non-smoker, risk-taking behavior, where their behavior is healthy behavior or it is risk-taking behavior. Risk-taking behavior is the one, for example, somebody who smokes, that is a risky behavior, and somebody who does exercise, that is a healthy behavior. Socio-economic status, what is the education, the socio-economic status, whether the person can afford or not a good diet, and education, how much he or she is educated, whether they know about the disease, about the pathophysiology, about the sign and symptom of the disease, and the prevention and control measures or not. And the occupation, whether they are working in the industry, they are teachers or whatever, the occupation also matters. Geographic place, presence or agents or vectors. Malarial parasite could be a polluted environment or unhygienic environment where they carry or they harbor microorganisms. Climate, definitely the environment, the climate, the geology, the land, population density, whether there is overcrowded population or they are living far away from each other. There is a distance between or across the houses, open spaces or not. Economic development, whether they are the area is economically developed or not, whether the people they have an employment or not, whether they are earning or not. So that is economic development. Nutritional practices, what are the nutritional, whether they are taking healthy diet or they are taking imbalanced diet. And the medical practices, whether they go for treatment to the qualified doctors or they go for peer and fakir or for dam darud. So that is the medical practices. Or they uses the services of homeopathic medical sciences. Time, the calendar time, the year where the disease has taken place, the season, the month, the week, whatever is that, the time is when the disease develops. So physiological cycle, time since an event, physiological cycles, age, time since birth, seasonality, what is the season, temporal trends, there is an association or not. You can make an association or not. You have been asked to investigate an event in which 2,220 people were exposed and 105 of them died. Your role as an epidemiologist is to ask questions about person, place, and time. So how do we ask questions? Surveys of survivors, of next of kin, of other related person. Surveys of survivors who did not die, of next kin, closer to those people, of other related person, and other people who are related to these people. So we ask questions from them as well. With question, we learn that person, men, women, and children are all exposed and at risk. The majority of people who died were wealthy and young men between 18 to 50 years when compared to survivors. Place all those who were exposed within 1 block of one another. The climate was cold. And time, mid-April, people died within hours of the precipitating exposures. So that is the time. Epidemiologic activities, descriptive epidemiology, person, place, and time, demographic distribution, geographic distribution, seasonal pattern, frequency of disease pattern. So demographic distribution. Demography is the scientific study or statistical study of the human population. Geographic distribution, the area. Seasonal pattern, it tells you about the season, which season. Frequency of disease pattern, what is the frequency of the disease pattern? mean whether it is highly prevalent or the frequency is low. Useful for allocating resources, all these information. When you do study regarding demographic distribution, geographic distribution, seasonal pattern, frequency of disease, if it is high prevalence of a disease, so it is useful for allocating resources. If you have identified so many people with disease, you must allocate resources so that the disease can be controlled. Planning programs, you can run programs so that you can control the disease. And hypothesis development. In this cross-sectional survey, we develop hypotheses. What are the factors? Those are related to the disease. So we make an association between the factors and the disease. Analytical epidemiology built around the analysis of the relationship between two items: exposures, effect, the disease, exposure and the disease. Looking for determinants or possible causes of disease. In analytical epidemiology, basically what do? We are looking for determinants or possible cause of the disease. What is the cause and what are the contributing factors of the disease? So useful for hypothesis testing. When we test a hypothesis that this factor is associated with the disease, then we study either in case control study or cohort study. So we can determine the temporal association, or we can simply determine the association through case controls, in case control study through odds ratio and the strength of association, how much the quantification. The basic triad of analytic epidemiology. The three phenomenon assessed in analytic epidemiology: the host, agent, and environment. The disease cannot occur alone in separation. There must be an interaction among these three: the agent, the host, and the environment, and only then a disease take place. So the agents could be poison, it could be allergens, it may be radiation, a physical trauma, it may be microbes, it may be psychological experiences as well. So these may be, the agents may be different. It is not only limited to the microbiology, the viruses, the fungi, and the bacteria. There are so many other agents, psychological agents. These are physical trauma, the radiation, even the temperature. That is a physical agent, the temperature, allergen in the poison. So all these are agents and they can play a role in the development of the disease. The host factors, the genetic factor, whether the disease is already developed by his parents or grandparents or not. So that is a gene, whether they are carrying the gene of their parents or not. Immunologic status, whether they are immunologically weak or they are stronger. And what is the age, whether they are younger neonates, infant under 5, or they are in adolescents, or they are older people or in middle adulthood. So the personal behavior, whether they have risky behavior or they have healthy behavior. In environment, crowding, whether there is an overcrowding environment, atmosphere, the polluted atmosphere, the clean environment, whether the temperature is favorable or not. Modes of communication, phenomena in the environment that brings host and agent together, such as vector, vehicle, and reservoir. So with these, if they persist or they exist in the environment, the vector, the vehicle, and the reservoir, then there is an interaction of the host agent in environment, and there is a development of the disease. Thank you very much. So if you have any question regarding introduction to epidemiology and the objectives that we have covered so far, the definition of epidemiology, the types of epidemiology, the uses of epidemiology, and the scope of epidemiology. When we study epidemiology, how does it help us to control and prevent the disease? So that was all about the introduction of epidemiology. Please share this video with other colleagues, with many learners, so that the learners, maximum number of learners, be benefited of this video.